Hi and good morning once again. Magandang umaga sa inyo. I don't know what's wrong with my Instagram right now. I can't see anybody viewing us up yet, but I'll be able to add him up real quick. Oh, there he is. Hi, Neto. You're one of the first few that is able to join in and at the same time get a hold of Pamana Designs cap when it was sold here a few years back, and we just wait on for the man behind the brand. And actually, this is one of the. Oh, there he is. Hello there. Okay, so view call. Let's wait for him to join in real quick. And oh, there he is. Hey, RJ, kamusta, kaibigan?
Yeah, good, good. How are you?
Actually, just woken up and took my breakfast, and I think it's already 9 p.m. or if I'm not mistaken, way past that on your side.
No, right now here it's 7 p.m. We just finished dinner.
7. Oh, okay. That's nice to know. And okay,
Yeah.
so we'll just get started right away. Can you please introduce yourself and what's your brand name all about?
Okay, so my name is RJ Sison, and I do Pamana Designs. Pamana Designs pretty much a sort of like a product and service
Mm-hmm.
that I do that mainly focuses on baybayin. Um, Basically, how it started is I got started with like doing like charity work for community here in Calgary. And
Uh-huh.
I used my knowledge of baybayin to sort of um, support those community
Mm-hmm.
initiatives that they're doing here in Calgary.
Oh, that's nice to know. Okay, so with it, when was Pamana Design established? What year?
Yeah, I think when was that Ondoy
Ondoy?
storm?
Oh, not
That was a big
particular.
storm, right? That was the big.
Yeah,
Was that
yeah,
2013? Something like that,
yeah,
right?
something like that. Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
So that's yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about. Like when what happened was there was a lot of fundraising going on to
Mm-hmm.
start like sending help to
Mm-hmm.
people that were affected by the typhoon. So
Oh.
what I did
Mm-hmm.
was I made a few canvas pieces, art
Mm-hmm.
pieces, and
Mm-hmm.
I let the organizations here in Calgary take it for
Mm-hmm.
auction.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was 2013. I remember that because that's how I got started. Because before I used to just do it for myself, like doing baybayin.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of urged me to use the baybayin to help the community and to help Filipinos back home was to use my
Mm-hmm.
art for fundraising. So
Mm-hmm.
2013.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay. And with it, do you have an actual store or is it like mostly online right these days?
Yeah, it's mostly online. Like I do have my regular career and regular job. So baybayin is
Uh-huh.
just a passion and sort of like a side hustle that I do. So I don't have a store per se. I only have online stores, or people usually just direct message me.
Oh, I see. Nice to know.
Mhm.
And with it, if they are going to buy some products from you, do you ship to Manila directly or? Uh,
Yeah, we like the problem is like it's being in Canada, the shipping to the Philippines is sometimes quite expensive.
mhm, yeah, unless you have a relative that is coming. Yeah, yeah. Unless you have a relative that is coming back from Canada, then that
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah, it should be cheaper, but like
Yeah.
it depends on what you're purchasing. If it's a shirt, or if it's two shirts, or if
Mm,
it's a hat,
mm,
then it
mm.
might change also. But um, like it's possible, but it's not that it's not that cheap.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I get as noticeable among your designs, it would be under the baybayin or the traditional script that we Filipinos have. But in
Mm.
your designs, do you go about a specific theme or is it random?
It's just random, like pretty much whatever comes to mind. But obviously, the script is sort of like the main focus of what I'm trying to convey on my designs. But it usually is tied together with, historical figures or historical events, or something that's like more inspirational. Maybe something that's more relatable. Because sometimes, like right now, I'm in a stage that I'm not trying to do the same things as what other people are doing, which is a lot of like, historical figures and heroes. I'm trying to bring baybayin to a more, relatable, in the now type of situation, as opposed to like, there's a lot of people that do already the Bonifacio story and the Jose Rizals and Lapu Lapu and stuff like that, which is great because it shows, it helps teach people about the history. But I wanna kind of amend it into what's happening right now. So I'm still kind of struggling of how to do that, but I'm in that zone right now that I want to make it more relatable to the present, as opposed to always talking about the past and stuff like that.
Okay. So with it, I noticed that previously you used Otto as a cap brand to produce your caps. I mean, the brand of the cap itself. So, but the thing is that where do you get your caps manufactured? Locally in Canada or overseas in China, or can you tell me?
I've never really. The only time that I've worked with overseas manufacturing is when I collaborated with Bayani Art and SS. Was it SSO?
Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as my own thing, because like I said, I don't have a store. I'm not really a merchant per se. So I usually just use the local in Canada or in the United States manufacturers like like Printful and stuff like that. I've never experienced also manufacturing big amounts of hats or caps and then selling them. The only time that I did that was when I collaborated with Bayani Art and SSO.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, with that in mind, and you have well, you have actually released a couple of interesting designs. Are you worried about copycats?
Sometimes yes, because especially if you go on Instagram, there's a few times that people will post something that I posted and not even tag me. So yeah, like they'll post like something that I wrote or something that I just put up on Instagram. It happens to me off. Like the one that I'm fearful of is people that get anything that I post and then they get a tattoo of it and they don't even ask what it says. And then they'll post it. I'm like, that's actually the person's name. So you're writing somebody else's name on you. So yeah, but as far as my designs for like a hats or shirts or something like that, yes, I actually have seen some people like after I post something, they do a similar thing, but not exactly, but it's a similar thing. So yeah, in a way, I'm kind of worried about that, but not in a sense that they're gonna copy it exactly. Because I don't think I'm not for sure. I'm not one of those bigger names, so I don't think they're trying to copy somebody that's just starting off.
Okay. Well, actually, the next question will be coming into mind because of the similar take that you have with this copycat. Is that in such cases that you are asking a manufacturer to produce a cap for you, there will be times that there will be unauthorized releases of your specific cap. Let's say just a slight differential, but actually it's an unauthorized release that you are not aware of. In such instance, are you aware or in fact, are you worried about? I want to know your take on unauthorized releases, specifically on your caps.
Again, I'm not so much. I guess I've never thought about it. Again, because I haven't really, I don't really, I like hats. I wish I could design more hats and I could come up with more designs I just don't want to design things just because I want to do something.
Mm.
So as far as like me worried about that, like it hasn't come across my mind actually. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I could see that happening if, something that I came up with, kind of suddenly blew up and like people love it, right? But
Yeah.
as far as right now, I'm not thinking about it, but I actually have been curious about how you and other cap makers that in the Philippines go about your business, because it's something that it's interesting to me, because I'm not a cap collector or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like its own culture. You guys have your own culture of collecting caps,
Yeah.
definitely. So
Yeah.
it's something that, like following you and following the other people that design caps, I just keep an eye on how you guys do things. But
Mm.
all the legal or illegal stuff that might happen, I haven't thought about it actually.
Well, we'll be open for a discussion if we want, and enlighten you about certain things that is currently happening here. And
Hmm.
one of which is that we are trying to educate members and
Hmm.
having to buy only legit stuff because apparently only in Asia those fakes are prevalent in rotation, and we don't
Yeah.
want that happening in our group. So anyway,
Hmm.
we'll just proceed on since you mentioned that you're not really a cup collector, but just to get an idea, do you still collect caps or just buy occasionally? Is that the thing?
Yeah, yeah, that's the kind of thing. I'm not like I said, I follow you and I follow some other people that are cap collectors, and you guys are like really into your hats. Like I'm not really a collector. Like I
Uh,
kind of just have specific things that when I see it, oh, I like it, I'm going to buy that. But no, I'm not so much a cap collector.
mm,
But it's interesting, like the designs that you guys post. Sometimes, like, wow, I've never thought of doing it like that, or I've never seen something like that. It's
uh,
it's so interesting, like the different things that you guys have, and it's like
mm,
I like how you guys like does. It's not a specific one thing,
mm,
like it's a variety of things. That's
yeah.
amazing.
Okay. Okay. With this, actually, I just want to bring upon your attention about I think you heard about the term cat tags, right?
I've heard of it, but I'm going to take this opportunity. I've seen you post it. And
Mm.
can you explain to me what that is exactly? I try to read the comments. I'm like, what's going on? What does cut tags mean?
Okay. Okay. Actually, the way it was, for example, you had your caps manufactured with New Era, right? Let's say they had it produced in China. Most of the cut tags
Hmm.
happen in their factory, and just to decipher which are for factory rejects and will be sent to back to the Philippines, they will cut the tags of the brand to know that those are for disposal. And sometimes
Oh,
a little bit there will be a smuggling in the middle of it, and then sometimes those factory workers tend to sell out those factory rejects, and some locals will then import them from China and have it sold here. So most of these are really rejects and has no value, but people tend to sell them locally here. And what is actually is that you need the companies to authorize this or have it known that they are actually releasing it. And these are, in fact, they are not aware that such a thing is being rotated locally. So most of these are not, in fact, legit stuff. And it's the same as having a partnered a son with somebody else's, right? You need to acknowledge an offspring in order for that person to be acknowledged as a legit son. If that's not
yes,
your son, it will be illegitimate, right? So it's the same
yes.
concept with products. So these
Oh,
are,
okay.
in fact, being shown in other cap groups here that they are
Hmm.
the same because they originated from the same factory. But it's not the case. If it's
Yeah,
for disposal, it shouldn't be rotated anymore. So
yes.
that's what's usually happening here. So that's it. Okay.
Oh, that's what it is. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you're familiar with it. Like, I had a cousin that used to work at McDonald's,
Uh huh.
and they used to have, McDonald's will make lots of burgers,
Mm.
but because of for safety, they'll throw away the burgers that have been there for a long time.
Yeah.
They don't want them to sell because
Yeah.
it might cause people to get sick. It is
Yeah.
McDonald's burgers, but
Mm.
it's not to standards anymore. So that's pretty much
Yes.
what it reminds me of. It's not to
Yes.
standard.
Yes. They are in fact a substandard material already. So and with a
Okay.
slight differential, but people tend to sell them in other cap groups and pretend that oh it's actually the same thing, but they don't wanna they don't wanna sell it as a regular price because it's they bought it one fourth of the price. But anyway,
Mm.
I hope that you are educated about it. In such
Now I
cases,
know.
yeah. And okay, so with this, what do you advise your new customers and if they are going to check out your website or your Instagram post, what do you recommend or you advise to them?
Advice in what sense? Like what to buy or like what
If,
exact?
if they are going to collect one of your caps or any other cap
Mm-hmm.
in particular, what will you advise
Mm-hmm.
to new collectors? I mean, because in fact, I mean, this is basically more on the caps focus
Mm-hmm.
or discussion. So, if you are going to advise somebody else or a new collector, what will you advise to them?
Oh, well, I would say, like, based on what you just shared with me, I would definitely make sure that they purchase hats or caps that are legitimate, that are legit, because um, I think, not I think, I know that hat makers or cap designers, they're artists and they're businessmen,
Mm-hmm,
and you can't, undercut what they're doing
mm-hmm,
by purchasing things that are um, not basically giving them their due respect.
mm-hmm,
So I would say that support the artist
mm-hmm,
or support the company, support, because I would assume that a lot of cap makers or cap companies or cap designers are sort of like, they're not big corporations,
mm-hmm,
and I would say that it's it's not right if you um, do things just to get a discount because they work hard on a design, they work hard on the on what they're doing. Like for myself especially, like I'm not a big cap maker at all,
mm-hmm,
and so I would say that when you purchase something from me, you are supporting me to
mm-hmm,
support the art, to support the
mm-hmm,
culture, and yeah, support my family as well, support
mm-hmm,
something that's it's not just to make money. It's like the joy
mm-hmm.
of sharing something that I like.
Yeah, that's a good advice. Okay,
Mm.
so lastly, the last question will be, what can we expect from your band in the future?
Again, like I'm in the it's almost like I don't want to just put things out there just
Mm-hmm,
because of doing something. Like whenever something pops in my head, sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll
mm-hmm,
sleeping, I'll get up and I'll write it down on a piece of paper.
mm-hmm,
And so what can you guys expect is I'm trying to transition to uh, something a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. Again, I don't want to, it's not that it's a bad thing. I don't want to focus too much on, like heroes or historical figures or historical. I'm in the process of thinking of how I can, make baybayin a modern thing, a thing that's now, not just for design, not just for representing in the past, but representing what's now.
mm-hmm.
So
Very nice, very nice.
yeah, something that's modern, something that relates to us, not like, oh yeah, I remember Bonifacio, or something that's now sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, very nice. Okay, I really appreciate the time you have spent with us today, and I will be
mm,
sharing this along with in our YouTube channel as well, so that a larger variety of people
awesome,
will get to see our discussion. And
awesome.
have a blessed day ahead of you, and hope more power to your brand. Okay, thank you very
Yeah,
much,
thank you
Pare.
very much as well. Thank
Okay,
you.
very
Bye
great.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.